So, the AI revolution is definitely here. But let's ask a serious question. Who's really in charge? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical idea, one that wants to yank the power of AI out of the hands of just a few giant companies and give it back to all of us. And it all boils down to one simple question.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Whenever you use one of those cool AI tools, where does all your stuff go? Your data, your creative prompts, your ideas? They're all zipping through servers owned by just a handful of massive corporations. They've got the keys to the kingdom. But what if there was a different way? What if we could build an AI that actually belonged to us?
So this slide kind of lays it all out, right? Two totally different futures for AI. On the left, you've got the model we have now, traditional, top-down, where a single company is pulling all the strings. But on the right, you've got this new vision, a network where the power, the control, and the ownership, it's all shared, spread out among everyone who's actually a part of it. And that's the future we're going to explore today.
All right, so let's dive into one of the platforms that's actually trying to make this new vision a reality. It's called ChainOpera AI, and it's putting forward a whole new blueprint for how we build and interact with artificial intelligence.
So what exactly is ChainOpera AI? Well, at its heart, it's this mashup of blockchain and AI. The idea is to use that transparent, rock-solid ledger that blockchain provides to tackle this big ownership problem in AI. The goal is actually pretty straightforward. Create a network where anyone, and I mean anyone, can build, share, and most importantly, own a piece of the AI they help bring to life.
Okay, let's pop the hood for a second and see how this thing is built. It's all on its own foundational blockchain, a layer 1. Think of it like a brand new highway built specifically for AI traffic, no congestion. And this setup is what enables that fusion of AI development with true community ownership, all through something they call smart AI agents, which are the real building blocks of the whole system.
All right, so the big idea is cool, but how does this actually work? How does this vision of a community-owned AI turn into a real, functioning economy? Let's check out the blueprint.
So the absolute core of this whole thing is what they call smart AI agents. You can basically imagine them as these little digital assistants or specialized programs you can hire to do stuff. You might have one that's a coding whiz, another that's a genius at spotting stock market trends, or maybe a third that's an incredible artist generating mind-blowing images. These are the actual tools that anyone on the network can build, use, and even profit from.
And here's the beautiful part. This slide shows how it's all designed to be this self-sustaining loop, a cycle. So it kicks off with developers. They're the ones building these cool AI agents. Then people like you and me come along and interact with them. Now, running those agents takes computing power, which anyone with a spare computer can provide. And then the final piece, the blockchain is like the accountant, watching everything, tracking every single contribution, and automatically rewarding everybody with tokens.
And this is the secret sauce, really. The blockchain here is like the ultimate impartial referee. It's this public, transparent ledger that guarantees that if you built a popular agent or you supplied the power that ran it, you get your fair share. It's all about creating a system of trust where you don't need a big corporation in the middle calling all the shots.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually mean for us in the real world? So what's the big deal? Why should you or I actually care about this model? Let's get into the real-world impact.
Okay, so let's make this concrete. Here's how different people could actually use this thing. So say you're a developer, right? You build an awesome chatbot, you publish it on the network, and you start earning tokens every single time someone uses it. Or maybe you're a small business, and you can automate your customer service without getting locked into a super expensive corporate contract. Even a researcher could tap into this massive global computer to train their AI models securely.
So if you boil it all down, there are some pretty huge potential benefits here. First off, fairer rewards. Simple. You contribute more, you earn more. Second, everything's out in the open, totally transparent because it's all on the blockchain. Third, and this is a big one, it's accessible. It opens the door for anyone to build, not just the tech giants. And finally, it scales. By pooling computer power from all over the world, it can become incredibly efficient.
But look, let's get real for a second. An idea this big, this ambitious, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's super important to take a clear-eyed look at the pretty serious hurdles that a project like this has to clear. And the source material puts it really well, calling it a growing concept. That's the key phrase right there, growing. It means it's promising. It could change everything, but it's not a done deal. It's an experiment, an idea that's still taking shape.
And this slide really lays out those big question marks. For one, it's still super early. This thing is actively being built as we speak. Then there's the money side.
The token's value, it could go up, it could go down. It's crypto after all. On top of that, just getting AI and blockchain to play nicely together is a huge technical challenge. And finally, the regulators. Nobody's quite sure what they'll make of all this in the long run.
All right, so let's zoom out and recap the big picture here. What are the main things to remember? Number 1, this is all about mashing up AI innovation with blockchain ownership. 2, its whole mission is to decentralize who builds and, more importantly, who profits from AI. 3, it's designed so that the entire community, developers, users, power providers, everybody gets a piece of the action. And finally, it really does represent a fascinating glimpse into a potential future where these two powerhouse technologies work together.
And all of this, it leaves us with one massive lingering question. Are we looking at the beginning of a real grassroots AI revolution built from the ground up? Or is the game already rigged for the big guys to win? One thing's for sure, the battle for the soul of AI has only just begun.